Hello, warriors, and welcome to an edition live in the middle of the holiday season here in Virginia. And we actually have a warm day. I was going to try to film outside, but I chose instead to film near my tree. That'd be sort of fun. How often do we get to do that? I am a life and wellness coach, and I help moms and some lucky dads learn to find a way to live a life that they love. So often our life looks okay on paper. We have the house, the kids, the marriage, the this, the that, but inside it doesn't feel great. And I help you find that. This post today is because we're getting to the end. As I said, the holidays are here. We're getting to the end of the calendar year, and often at the end of the calendar year, people make resolutions. And this post today is to talk to you about how my life has changed ever since I stopped making resolutions. Let me dive right in. This year was the best year of my life. The best year ever, truly. What made last year different? Was it the trips I took? Was it the growth in my business? Was it something my kids did? Was it something about my house or the things that I own? Nope. While many, many, many wonderful things happened in my life this year, what made my life the best year ever has little to do with what actually happened. It has to do with my thoughts about what happened in my life. We are in charge of our life experience. We get to craft the year we want. We get to craft the year we're going to have based on what we think about. We cannot control much of what happens around us, but we do have complete control over how we think about what happens around us. What we think drives how we feel, which influences what we do or don't do, and thus creates the results in our life. Returning to the question about what made last year so different, why was this year my best year ever? I credit it to my choice to choose a word of the year instead of making New Year's resolutions. As long as I can remember, I had started my year making resolutions for the upcoming year. Truly, I can remember like grade 5 in my Hello Kitty diary, writing down some resolutions. Sometimes I called them goals, sometimes I called them intentions, but no matter what I called them, the process of making them led me to focus on all the things that wasn't right in my life and what didn't go well the year before. What did I want to improve? What had I done wrong? Where could I be better? If nothing was immediately apparent, I swear I would sit and try to think of things that were wrong in my life, like find things that I could fix. I don't know about you, but my brain already does a really good job pointing out what I could do better, and I didn't need to help it along. Choosing a word for my year shifts my year in two significant ways. One, you get to start your year looking forward with the anticipation, excitement, and inspiration. Whatever time you would have spent making resolutions and focusing on what you did wrong, you get to think instead of what you're going to do right and how great this upcoming year is. Cannot be downplayed, the difference, that shift in mindset. Number two, you're set up for success. Resolutions tend to be black or white. You either do them or you don't. A word is something you aim for, a light to aim towards. There is no possibility of failure. You set your intention on that word and adjust your course throughout the year. You don't fail. You learn and grow. Let me back up and explain what I mean by choosing a word. When I choose a word, I am choosing a word that signifies how I want to live my life for that next year. What do I want my year to be like? Who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? For the year 2016, I chose the word joy. I wanted to feel joyful. I wanted to make decisions that created joy in my life. I wanted to be a joyful person to be around for my kids and myself. My year was a success because I routinely returned to this word when making decisions or when a difficult time. I would say to myself, what would bring you joy here, Susie? Having the word joy guided me in my actual decision-making process, but also when managing my thoughts on a day-to-day basis. For the year 2017, I chose the word love. I routinely this year ask myself, how can I be loving here? Sometimes that means loving to myself. What would watching another TV show feel more loving than getting an extra 42 minutes of sleep? Would eating this cookie feel most like love to my body right now? How about an hour from now? Sometimes it meant that I thought about if this would feel most loving to the people around me. If I stop to meditate for 10 minutes before my kids come home from school, I can be a more loving and present mom and there for them and their needs. Sometimes it meant that I would be more loving to people that I don't love or strangers. If I smile at the cashier even after I waited in a super line, does that feel like love to me? Yeah, I'm showing up as a loving person. How about if I smile at my ex-husband when he's being confrontational? How does that feel to me? That feels loving. That said, not all decisions are rainbows and daisies. Some decisions are hard to make and have consequences. It requires me to uphold my boundaries a little more, schedule deliberately, budget differently, etc. Life takes work and not all moments are love-filled or joyful. But by managing my mind and not focusing my thoughts on the negative, I ended up feeling way more loving than usual. In being deliberate with my choice for love, my brain could find the love in the hard pieces of my life. So yes, I'm doing this again. I am choosing a word for 2018 instead of making resolutions, and I really encourage you to also. How do you want to show up this year? Who do you want to be? How do you want to feel? Think big. What do you want for yourself for 2018? How do you pick your warrior word? How do you pick your word? 1, get out a piece of paper and answer the question. How do you want to feel this year? Just start writing. Okay, 2 minutes, just write. How do you want to feel this year? 2, what do you want 2018 to look like? Now, 3, read back over what you wrote for number 1 and 2. What sticks out for you? It might be one word, several words, or a phrase. That's it. You've got your warrior word. Now, number 4 is really important, so this doesn't end up just as a resolution that you forget. Write your word on sticky notes, note cards, or pretty cardstock and stick it around your house. I have one sticking on the mirror that's near my bathroom mirror. I had one sticking on the dash when I pull down the visor in my car so I can see it there. You want visual reminders to snap you into the habit of thinking of the word when making decisions. I have an alarm on my phone that says love. It just goes off, sort of like my gratitude alarm, but it's love. And then I get to bring myself back and be like, how am I being loving in this moment? How am I showing up as the loving woman that I am, the loving mother? It reminds me of my intent, and it's a wonderful way to refocus my day. Often, usually goes off in the middle of Harris Teeter, which is kind of funny. It's a grocery store around us. Anyhow, I passionately believe I am on this earth for a purpose. Resolutions led me to feel badly about who I was. Choosing a word empowers me to accept how awesome I am right now while encouraging me to evolve to that next best version of myself. There's nothing wrong with me, nothing I need to fix, no resolution I need to make. It's just I get to focus more on being more of who I am, more loving, more joyful, or more of whatever my 2018 word is. I encourage you to try something different this year. Please share your warrior word with me in the comments, and I will share my warrior word with you. Let's do it, warriors.